Hi Princeton Tigers, this is your video for Tuesday, August 25th. We're going to be going over the same guided notes as yesterday to start. So a number squared means that you multiply the number by, what goes in that blank? Right, itself. Like you would when finding the blank of a square. What goes in the second blank? When do you multiply a number by itself? Right, when you're finding the area of a square. Next bullet point, for example, 5 squared equals what times what? 5 squared equals 5 times 5. What's another way that we can write that? We can write that as 25, or how else can we write it? As 5 to the second power. A number cubed means you multiply the number by itself 3 times. So instead of just twice, like when you're squaring a number, you multiply the number by itself 3 times, like you would when finding the volume of a cube. So for example, 3 cubed, we're multiplying 3 by itself 3 times, so it equals 3 times 3 times 3. What's another way we could write that? 3 to the third power. Now let's solve it. 3 to the third power is 27. It is not 9 because that is 3 squared. We multiply 3 by itself 2 times to get 9, and then we need to multiply it by 3 again, and we'll get 27. This is a review from yesterday as well. I'm going to do the first 2 problems with you. First, write 4 squared in 3 ways. So how can we write 4 squared in 3 ways? The first way is we can write 4 multiplied by itself 2 times. We can also put this in exponential form, or we can solve it, and we'll get 16. Instead of doing the second problem, I want to go over one of the cubed examples. So do 3 cubed, which is the one to the right of the first problem. So if we were writing 3 cubed in 3 ways, 3 cubed is 3 multiplied by itself. How many times? 3 times. We can also write this in exponential form. Our base would be 3. What would our exponent be? 3. Or we can solve it. What would we get when we solve it? 27. You can use a calculator to help you solve the other 2 problems. All right, now for the second part of the guided notes. We're going to do a review of perfect squares, which is what we learned yesterday. These notes are actually already filled in for you. So a perfect square is a number that can be written as another number squared. So 16 is a perfect square because it can be written as 4 squared or 4 times 4. So let's give 4 examples of perfect squares. So again, it's numbers that we can multiply, that you can get by multiplying a number by itself. So we already have 16 as an example, so let's not use that one. Another example is 25, because 25 equals 5 times 5. And then what's another example? We could also do 4, because 4 equals 2 times 2. Give me 2 more examples on your own. Now let's give non-examples of perfect squares. Non-examples of perfect squares are numbers that are not perfect squares. So one non-example is 6. There's no numbers you can multiply together to get 6. 2 times 2 is 4, and if you get bigger than that, 3 times 3 is 9. So you can't multiply a number by itself to get 6. Another non-example is 12. Give me 2 more non-examples of perfect squares. Then solve all the squared and cubed numbers on the back using a calculator. Good luck.